Tonight, the Board of Directors of the NIC has fired back at claims made by the opposition surrounding the pension fund and a loan to the government of St. Lucia. The RSLPF is looking to advance the island's forensic capabilities and mobilization efforts, and Archbishop Robert Rivas has some words of advice to carnival lovers.
If they are out in the carnival, to carry themselves in a dignified way.
All this and more coming up in tonight's broadcast.
This is the Hot 7 Nightly News with Lovelace and Amy Joseph.
Good evening. It is Friday, the 12th of July, 2019. Welcome to the Hot 7 Nightly News. We're on Flow Channel 117, also being simulcast on Kiss FM 105.5 and 105.9 radio. You can also watch us on our free mobile app. Just search for Caribbean Hot FM in the Play Store. I'm Rochelle Gonzalez, standing in for lovely Saint Amy Joseph. The Board of Directors of the National Insurance Corporation have fired back at comments made by opposition members, citing the decision to invest in the Cabot Link project was one heavily influenced by the Prime Minister. Solange Alfred attended a recent press conference where members of the board defended what they say is a sound, secured investment.
A recent press conference held by members of the opposition sought to rile up pensioners by asking pertinent questions about the Cabot Links project invested into by the National Insurance Corporation. On Friday morning, the board fired back at statements made by former director of the National Insurance Corporation, Emma Hippolyte. Hippolyte alluded to a level of spinelessness on the part of the board of directors of the NIC, whom she said caters to the whims and fancies of the Prime Minister. Chairperson of the National Insurance Board, Isaac Anthony, said due diligence was followed before the investment was made.
The one thing the Prime Minister always made very clear, he said, ultimately, you all need to do your job in terms of doing the required due diligence, and ultimately NIC is the one who's going to make that decision. So there was clearly no coercion, no force, no influence exerted by the Prime Minister on this particular matter. I mean, I can vouch for that. So clearly, from that perspective, we felt that we acted properly. Even in terms of some of the comments about NIC not having the spine, I mean, I'm actually very surprised by what you're now saying, because I mean, if you look at the composition of this board, I mean, not just the board, the investment committee, and so on. It is really composed of people, you know, who have the required expertise and the strength to deal with these issues.
Seeking to add clarity to the muddied waters of fear surrounding the EC $27.5 million investment and the future of pensions, Anthony said the fail-safe mechanism will leave St. Lucia in ownership of 360 acres of prime land valued at EC $91 million in case of a fruitless investment.
I think one of the key things, as I emphasized in my statement, was always the security and the safety. And we felt that given what we have agreed with Cabot, I mean, even under a worst-case scenario, in fact, it might even put us in a very good position, because potentially we can get all this land. And NIC has actually had a policy of aggressively looking at and going out to see whether we can actually purchase lands in different areas, once we believe that it has a potential value. And I mean, this is prime real estate property right up in the north of the island. I mean, clearly, you know, for me, and certainly from the perspective of the board and the investment committee, it made quite a lot of sense.
NIC officials affirm the loan presents absolutely no risk to the pension fund. The project will include a world-class golf course and resort amenities, including 2 restaurants, a beach club, spa, fitness facilities, and a community of home owners, with a total project cost estimated at US $92 million. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Solange Alfred.
One vendor says negligence has led to her husband being injured in front of the temporary market location. She is calling on the mayor of Castries to fix the life-threatening issue before more lives are put in danger.
Nous ici à moi pour moi même mani pièce problème. Mais problème non trouver moi bon matin pour tout ça qui là. Ma moi to bandi dan right now in puis I doctor avec jamlan trouver quoi endommagé. Soit ni pour un docteur, mais j'avais un docteur. Mais tout ça, il n'y a pas acté. Si c'est un touriste, c'est un trois cas. So tout ça, pas bon là, ni pour faire un bagage et puis ça. Un chay touriste, ça c'est ça doit classe. Là, ni un chay touriste qui a passé.
So, vous avez dit pour venir manger ça?
Venir manger ça bien vitement, puis ça danger, carnival capon avec ces gens, carnival là, ça bien dangereux là. Ni si à tomber en sac, ni si à passer marché, bien marché. Ça c'est problème moi.
The murder of mother of two, Kimberly DeLeon, has sparked an upsurge in activists and demonstrators calling for a fair processing and handling of the sensitive case where an officer of the law had been mixed up in the murder allegations. Police officials say the DeLeon files are now being turned over to the Director of Public Prosecution. More from Solange Alfred.
The high-profile case involving the homicide of Kimberly DeLeon sent shockwaves throughout St. Lucia. A mother of two, viciously shot down at her home on the Mon in October 2018. Person of interest in the case, DeLeon's husband, a sergeant in the Royal St. Lucia Police Force, took vacation leave shortly after the investigations into the murder. Analysis of the evidence was done in St. Kitts and Nevis back in January 2019. Acting Assistant Superintendent Police Elvis Thomas says DeLeon's files will now be turned over to the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution, DPP, Dershawn Green.
As we speak, I can tell you that the Kimberly DeLeon file has been submitted to the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions. I had a discussion with the investigator yesterday, and he indicated to me that he personally dropped off the file at the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution.
Public outcry in the death of DeLeon has come in the way of candlelight vigils and painting the city of Castries in orange as a show of support to eliminate violence against women. Outlook from family members and activists remain positive with every new development in the case. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Solange Alfred.
A press release coming from the Press Relations Office of the Royal St. Lucia Police Force has revealed the cause of 26-year-old Marley Williams' death. Williams, who was a resident of Massad Grosley, died as a result of right hemorrhagis secondary to an incised stab wound of the heart. According to the police report, the incident occurred at about 9:30 a.m. on Thursday, July 11th, along Marina Street in Grosley. William was thereafter conveyed to the Victoria Hospital via ambulance and was later pronounced dead by a medical practitioner. The post-mortem examination was conducted on the body of Marley William on Friday, July 12th. One female individual is presently in custody assisting with ongoing investigations. You're watching the Hot 7 Nightly News. When we come back, the Department of Gender Relations partners with the United Nations and the new polymer banknotes are here.